so good.
Puerto Adolfo López Mateos, Ciudad Insurgents, Adolfo López Mateos.
My mouth is watering.
Oh boy. Headed south, looking for waves, we decided to make a pit stop here in Puerto Adolfo López Mateos to see something that makes Baja truly unique. Every year, ballenas grises, or in English, gray whales, arrive here after traveling over 10,000 miles from the Arctic Ocean to give birth to their calves in the protected waters of Baja. Their annual migration is one of the longest of any mammal. Here, and in other shallow lagoons and bays around Baja, is where the 17-foot-long calves will spend their first few months of life learning to be a whale. In our conversations with locals, we came to learn just how proud Baja is of their whales. They affectionately refer to them as ballenas mexicanas, or in English, Mexican whales. As it was explained to us, the whales are born in Mexico, making them decidedly Mexican whales. Which is logic I can get behind. We've come to deeply understand the value of seeing animals in their natural habitat. It helps develop a deep appreciation for these awe-inspiring animals that will hopefully lead people to understand the value of their protection. But as we headed back to the dock, we both felt conflicted. Was it a good idea that we were out here in noisy boats, getting so close to new mothers and their calves? I wish I had an answer to this question. Like so much in life, there's a great deal of nuance to the matter. Nonetheless, it's important to acknowledge the moral conundrums we come across rather than accepting them as presented.
Gracias.
Perfecto. Look at you and your empanadas.
Some locals drove up in a truck and were selling empanadas, so obviously we said yes, and now we have 4 lovely empanadas. Very nice.
Stop it, this is so good.
Finally, we found surf. This was a new break for me. It took me a minute to figure out the Rocky Point break, but once I did, I surfed for hours and had the waves all to myself. Was that your antenna? Turns out I caught the very tail end of the swell. Just as we started to consider our next moves, we got a message from some friends saying that they had found a quiet spot and invited us to join. The invitation came from the Molly Mish family, who is made up of Dan, Marlene, Ava, Mila, Luca, and Kat's twin and Toby. They've been on the road since 2008. In that time, they've traveled across 49 U.S. states and 43 countries on 4 continents. They're longtime internet friends, but we've only had the pleasure of meeting once before. They had plans to take the ferry over to mainland Mexico soon to continue their journey south on the Pan American Highway. But they'd be willing to postpone the ferry for a little while longer if we decided to join them. Clearly, we took them up on the generous offer.
Oh my gosh.
Goldfish.
We got goldfish.
Yellowfin goldfish.
No yellow tail.
When we arrived, we found them camped with an Austrian family that we had met years earlier back in 2020. What a small world, right? Leander, Maria, and Lennox go by Akela World and have been on the road circumnavigating the globe since 2016. Oh yeah, it's easy to feel unaccomplished as a traveler in this crowd.
And then toss it in season.
And then you put the rice on.
Yeah.
And then flip the rice.
Oh,
over.
those are breaded.
Leander, who's a far more accomplished spear fisherman than we are, told us of the good luck he was having right offshore. In fact, dinner the night before was entirely made of fish he had caught. Wanting to provide for the team, we followed him into the water to hopefully catch some dinner.
Hole like right here next to
That's how he shot. That's where he shot him.
Yeah.
You want it to be a little breezy?
And you're gonna jump in.
One big tube of flesh.
Like I just finished math.
Oh, I think it's okay.
While dinner prep was underway, Chase, Amy, and Levi arrived after a long drive to complete our camp crew. If you've seen some of our other videos, you probably know them by now. However, if you aren't familiar, they're incredibly talented photographers and filmmakers who are a huge inspiration of ours. We're also lucky enough to call them some of our dearest friends. Taking a life, even that of a fish, is something we don't take lightly. I think it's important to confront where our food comes from and acknowledge that at one point it was a living, breathing thing that had a life of its own. So when we do bring in a catch, it's with great reverence for the life that was given. Those 2 fish went on to feed 12 people.
I think that the fries could be good in the sauce.
So Mexican festival, yeah.
I did manage to get dangling, held by like the back of the...
Yeah?
There's a lot of like, not firewood, there's a lot of tree trunks.
Oh my God! I still got it.
It's like a bowl of jelly.
Yeah.
Bowl of jello.
After nearly a week on this beach, our food supply was dwindling despite supplementing our food stores with fresh caught fish and crowdsourced meals. In the morning, we all planned to head in our own directions. The Akela World family planned to stay in the area. The Molly Mish family planned to catch the ferry to mainland Mexico. We planned to caravan with Chase and Amy for the next few weeks to explore the southern cape of Baja. It was a sad farewell, as it feels like our time together will never be long enough. Todos Santos is one of the more touristy towns in Baja that we do like to visit. The vibrant streets, beautiful architecture, and delicious food is what keeps us coming back here.
I feel like... To the car alarm? No, the car alarm is intense. That one was really strong.
This is like a pretty chill mark before eating. Because I have no food in my stomach.
Are you? No.
Kind of smells like fun here for a second with the limes and the...
It does.
Seemed complicated.
It was a little complicated.
Well,
there was
he
a
was-
little confusion.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out what a portion actually was.
Yeah, and Owen had asked for 4 portions, but then he only gave it 1.
Maybe we need to go to a different churro stand.
They are still warm though.
It's a pretty good churro.
It does taste kind of like a pancake.
I like the texture. It's got a good crunch and spring to it. Very good.
In years past, Todos Santos has served as a rendezvous point where we meet up with a lot of nomadic friends. I suspect we all have a tendency to collect here because this far south, even in the dead of winter, the air and water are pleasantly warm. Needless to say, this area has a very special place in our hearts.
Okay, I'm gonna do some of this syrup on top.
You are looking at my very first successful box cake made in a rice cooker.
I am quite proud. I feel like I've really opened up a whole new world now having a rice cooker. Like go into a trifecta. What do you think?
It looks good.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. You look creepy.
Happy birthday!
Here comes the baby.
Okay. Woo! Okay, so this is a chocolate cake frosted in peanut butter, dusted with smoked sea salt from Newfoundland.
Oh, wow.
And then covered in banana slices and then drizzled with maple syrup. What?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Next level.
This is what I love about traveling with friends. Their presence seems to give us permission to be our goofy, playful, genuine selves. It even makes the simplest of afternoons feel like an adventure. Next time on Todo Bien. With plans to continue our journey south to the East Cape, we started to catch wind of a swell that was headed our way. It was shaping up to be the first swell where we were actually going to be in the right place at the right time.
Hi, cutie. Oh, yes. We're very sweet